Possible TV. I'm Kris Barney, and I'm excited to have you here with me for this episode. Our episode today is Start Falling in Love with You. A little different twist, but one of the things that I teach all the time, and I want to really go into some depth about this, because it is important for you to know how to love yourself and some of the things that you can do to value yourself more. Because the more you love yourself, the more productive you are, the more abundance you have in your life, the more love you can give to others. Before we really get jumping into our content today, I want to invite you to go get the 7 traits. If you haven't gotten those yet, jump on the computer. If you're watching this on TV, get the 7 traits. 7 traits to create all things possible in your life. You can create your thriving life by doing these traits, and it will change your life dramatically. So go to allthingspossible.biz, right here on the screen, www.allthingspossible.biz, and get my gift to you. I want to share with you the things I have found in my life that's moved me forward much faster than anything else. So go get the 7 traits and enjoy creating your thriving life. Now, let's get back to where I started. For many of you, loving yourself is one of those things that comes last on the list. And maybe you're not even conscious of how much you are not loving yourself and being authentic and real about who you are and what you are about. For me, I love myself so much more now than I ever did. Let me tell you a story. When I was in my early 20s, 1920, I was a runway model. And I was married at the time and quite successful with modeling and getting jobs and having things to do with that. And even then, I was 5'10", a size 6, if not smaller, and very thin, blonde, and I could really strut my stuff. But I didn't like me. And I did not love me at all. All I could see were the faults. Fast forward 30 or so years later, and, well, almost 30, and what I can tell you is now at my heaviest, the biggest I've ever been, even more than pregnant, anything else, I love me more now than I ever did then. And yes, it's something that I continually have to work at. It's something that we have to watch all the time. We have to be on our best guard to know not to let things in, not to let things get to us, not to let things win over our heart. Because our heart is about love. And if we're going to give it out, we have to first possess it. We have to first have it inside of us to be able to give it. Now, I know that sounds really crazy, but let me talk to you about a few things that you need to really decide are the valuable pieces that you need to really consider. First off, you need to be yourself. I teach 7 traits. One of the traits is to be happy. You can't be happy if you're not yourself. If you're trying to be somebody else, if you're trying to do what you think society wants or somebody else has told you how to act, how to be. When I started doing a lot of stage speaking and a lot of things, I of course took courses about self-image, body language, and everything. So I would stand really still and I would not move, and I'd be so worried somebody was going to judge what I was saying with my body language, right? And yet I found that the more authentic and real I was, the more I showed me, the more I loved me and allowed the real me to be myself, the better people responded to me. The next thing I want for you to realize is that you need to trust yourself. So many times we don't trust ourselves. And we try to get everybody else's input. We gather opinions rather than trust our own intuition, our own belief system, our own self. When we do not trust ourselves, that's a good sign that maybe our integrity is off. Another trait I teach, integrity. Impeccable integrity is so important. And you can't trust yourself if your integrity is off. So that's one of the things that you can check. If you feel like that you're not having good integrity or you're not trusting yourself enough, check your integrity. Are you keeping your word to yourself? Are you keeping your word with others? Are you on time? Are you doing the things that you need to do? Next is value yourself. To value anything, we need to show gratitude. Again, another trait that I teach, but we need to show gratitude for ourselves. We need to be grateful for our health, for the movement of our limbs, right? I recently had surgery and was not able to use one of my legs. And it's amazing how quickly we don't recognize how much we really value that, right? And we don't do what we need to in gratitude for ourselves to have full value. We need to believe in ourselves. If you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you? If I don't believe in myself and what I'm about and what I'm teaching, then how can I expect you to believe me? I can't. Plain and simple, I have to believe in myself. I have to accept myself. Yes, I told you about modeling. I am not a model size right now. But guess what? I recently just did a live event. I do several live events, but I just recently did a live event. Had 2 different people, one male, one female, come up to me and say that they would not have been attracted to come to my program, to listen to me, or believe me had I been a small little twiggy blonde person. Okay, now when I was small and twiggy, I didn't feel small and twiggy. I only saw, oh no, I need to lose this, or I need to lose that, or I need to tone this one little area, right? I thought runway cameras were bad. You should see what a 3-camera shoot makes you look like when you're speaking on stage. Honestly, when I was small, I didn't have as much value. And people didn't take me seriously. So I had to decide that possibly people could relate to me in a bigger size, more realistic, maybe look like I actually struggle with some things, right? I was still struggling back then, but you wouldn't have known it. I pretended, which also meant that people didn't take me serious. People didn't really believe what I had to say. So after we accept ourselves, we need to forgive ourselves. I've gone through a lot of forgiveness processes to get to the point where I love me. And I've had to forgive feeling the way I did back then. Raising my kids, feeling inferior, and allowing them to feel the same feelings, right? I've had to forgive that. I've had to honor myself and honor yourself. Honoring yourself means having positive self-talk, valuing what you are at all times, and honoring that. Not saying, oh my heck, did you see that big thing that was following me down the street? Like I'm the first one to joke and tease. I'm the first one to make light of something, joke around about it. And, you know, one of the things we used to say is, you know, check out that swing in that backyard. I'm the first one to do that. But I've also had to learn how to honor myself and to fully love me. Loving yourself is a huge, huge thing that you get to do. The more you love yourself, the more you can love others. When I was told that a long time ago, I was like, whatever, I love everyone. I've always loved everyone. I've embraced them and allowed them to come into my community, my stuff. I've involved them. But until I loved me completely, I didn't have true unconditional love. Yeah, I had some love, but it wasn't to the depths that I can share now. It wasn't to the depths that people are like, oh my gosh, she is so accepting and she is so loving and she helps you along the way. She might kick your butt when she's mentoring with you, but she will love you all the way home. And I do. And that has come from me truly learning how to love and accept myself. One of the things that I've seen, on Facebook and different pictures and stuff, is if you really want to soar like an eagle, right? We're going to soar like an eagle. If we really want to soar, we first need to fly. F-L-Y. First, love yourself. Until we do that, we will not soar. One of the things that I teach all the time is that we have to get out of that comparison. Comparison starts with criticism. When we're being critical of someone else or what's going on, when we're being critical, we are in comparison. The only reason for you to be critical is if you're comparing what your part is to someone else's. Now, in our world, with all the social media, with everything we have going on, there is a lot of comparison. Tons of it. If we thought high school was bad, get on Facebook. We see everyone else at their very best. I have had a lot of pictures posted of me on Facebook. A lot of them I didn't like. But guaranteed, the worst ones, you'll never see. And yet, in real life, we think that that's how we compare our very worst with their very best. I had somebody from my high school recently come to an event and attend something that I was doing, and she was like, oh my gosh, like you have just done so well for yourself and la 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 la, right? And yet she was comparing, I'm on stage, I have the eyelashes, I have the whole thing going on, right? Have the outfit. She's comparing that to, okay, I went to the grocery store in my sweats with no makeup. That is not how we build our own self. That's not how we love ourselves. When we compare to everybody else's best to our worst, it totally tears us apart. We get into judgment and jealousy. Judgment and jealousy will do one thing, and that is take you down. Period. Let me say that again. Jealousy and judgment will take you down. There is nothing to gain by judgment and jealousy of others. When my daughter was younger, we had to teach her that there was sometimes that judgment was good. And I'm going to clarify right here. You need to have judgment so that you know when you're in danger. You need to be able to judge a situation and say, oh, somebody broke the door down, I better not go in, right? We need to have that judgment, that sense of security, to where we can actually look at a situation and make sure we're making the right choice. That doesn't mean we look at judgment as, oh, well, her hair is longer than mine, or she's skinnier, or her butt's bigger. That is not what we're supposed to do with this. That's not what it's about. We don't judge who's got the biggest house and why. We have no idea what the circumstances are. We don't know if they will pay for the rest of their life and then lose it in 10 years and not ever even have a house. We have no idea. And I heard once that what others think is none of my business. And I agree with this concept. Because it doesn't matter what someone else thinks of me. It's none of my business. It doesn't matter. What I can tell you is the more I've gotten out there, so now we have almost 60 episodes on our show, what I can guarantee you is it is not all fluff. Not everything that we get back is happy-go-lucky, we love you. There's definitely people that are like, oh, you're too fat. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Do I believe them? Do I let it get in? No, it's none of my business. Do I look at the ratings and I look at things that we can improve on? Absolutely. Do I take it personal? No way. Now, Easier said than done. Guaranteed. There are times that I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. I wish it was different. But what I can tell you is when we hold ourselves to a higher level, we're honoring ourselves. We're loving who we are about, what we have to offer and to give others. It's amazing when you start looking around and see the talents of every person that's in the room. And you start to go, oh my gosh, what would we do without this or that? I am in a B&I group, Business Networking International. There's usually about 40 of us in the room, sometimes a little bit more. And when you start looking around the room, there's a lot of men in this room, which is funny because I work a lot with women and a few men. But when you look around this room, you start going, God, he has expertise in IT. He has expertise in plumbing. He has expertise in investing and money issues. He has expertise in insurance. He has expertise in a body shop. She has expertise in a diet program. I have expertise in life coaching. When you start looking at the qualities that every person possesses, it creates our world to be a vast, wonderful place to be. We can enjoy travel and fun and go experience life and enjoy what other people are great at while we're there, right? We can enjoy having our technology work. My technology sometimes has a challenge. And I love that I have an IT man and I have people that can help me. I love having an assistant that can work through that. I love having a social media person because they're really good at that. And as long as you can embrace what you're good at, embrace what you are about, and love you, you'll be better. When we finally really realize that what we love about ourselves actually grows, it's amazing what we can do. I want to just bring you to a couple thoughts. Love brings joy and peace and more love. So if you love yourself more, you're at peace. You're not all caught up in overwhelm and frustration and anger. You have joy, true joy. That's be happy. Find joy. Find joy in your journey. This is a long journey. Now, for a lot of us, we say it's a short journey, but day to day, day in and day out, it's a pretty long journey. When we can look at the good things, when we can love our life, it's better. It's a lot better. Loving yourself enough creates us to work harder for what we want, and it helps us to be active. So what I mean by this is when you love yourself, you'll work a lot harder to accomplish what you want to accomplish. One of the examples that I want to use is my husband and running a marathon. When he decided, I'm going to run a marathon and I want to do this, and he got the dream, he also loved himself because he was making himself healthier, happier, accomplishing this really, really big, huge goal. And the accomplishment gave him so much value. When we love ourselves, we get more done. We're more successful. I want you to think about the people that you spend the most time with. Is it the busiest people that volunteer first, take on other activities, are the president of different associations, or is it the laziest person? Is it the person that loves themselves that says, hey, I will do this, I will help out, what can I do? It's the people that love themselves. It's the people that have value in themselves and know that they're enough. When we have better health, we love ourselves more. When we love ourselves more, we are more engaged with our appearance. Meaning, we're going to choose better choices on eating. We're going to spend more time getting ready to go to an event and looking our very best. When you go to the grocery store and you see a few people dressed up for work that look like their business and they've got the whole persona going on, and then you see a few people are like sweats and, you know, dirty clothes and came from the field, right? Which are you most likely to do business with? Which are you most likely to invite over for dinner? Okay, I have a husband that does intuitive healing. And when he's dressed and ready to do intuitive healing, he's in a suit, in nice clothing, clean. He's also been known to be very successful as a mobile mechanic that can fix heavy-duty equipment. That would mean covered in grease, dirty, messy. A lot less people come up to interact with him in that type of an environment because he doesn't look like he's confident with himself, right? Even though he is. So what I want you to know is that the more you love yourself, the more you will prepare before you go somewhere. The more you will be out there and be accepting of others because you are aligned right within yourself and are ready to step out there to assist others in their journey as well. I love being able to make a difference for other people. I love being able to teach others and to really make that shift and that alignment. The reason that I can do that is because I've been on the other side. It wasn't just when I modeled. I was in depression for so long, and I really truly had to do something different. And it started with loving me. And even now, I have to do things on a daily basis. I have daily habits that I do to consistently keep me moving forward. Yeah, there are days I have bad days. There are days I'm like, oh my heck. But what I can tell you is there's less and less of those days. When you really love yourself and you value who you are, you can make a bigger difference. You can be more abundant. You can get more done. I want you to think about this. Let today be the day that you love yourself enough to accomplish your dreams, take action in what truly lives in your heart. Let me say that again. Let today be the day that you love yourself enough to accomplish your dreams and take action in what truly lives in your heart. When you can accomplish your dreams, when you can live in a space where you are on the way all the time. And as soon as you get there, there's another one that you're headed for. When you can do that, you will love the life you're living. And you will look forward to it. It doesn't have to be huge up levels every single day. It needs to be steps. I teach all the time. It's the little steps that you do on a consistent basis that will ultimately change your life, and that's the truth. I want you to know that you get to start falling in love with you. When you fall in love with you, your whole world will change. Thanks for being here with me. I want to invite you one more time to go get the 7 traits. It's the 7 traits to create your thriving life. Right here on the screen, go to www.allthingspossible.biz and just enter right there. It's easy. Go get your free gift. Join the All Things Possible community. Subscribe to our channel so that you get an email with, hey, there's a new episode out, and that you know about it. I love to be able to give great content and to assist you to move forward in your life. I love what I do, and I would love to work with you. We will see you next time here on All Things Possible TV. I'm Kris Barney, and thanks for being with me today. Bye-bye.